Hey guys, it is your girl nurse Channie. I'm here with a new video today. So today I want to talk to you about 5 things travel nurses should never do. But before we get into that video, I want to let you know that I want you to be part of the Know-It-All Nurse Squad. So there is a link in the description box, and all you need to do is click the link to become part of the Know-It-All Nurse Squad. What are the benefits? Oh my God, so much. I have so much new content and so many new things coming down the pike. I don't want you to miss a thing. And if you click that link, I'll always be able to share that information with you. We'll let you know that I am hosting a live masterclass this Wednesday, July 1st, live in my private Facebook group. And I'm gonna go over some tips and tools to help you slay your next interview. This is a free masterclass. All you got to do is, again, click the link below, and you'll have your seat in the classroom. Okay? All right. So let's go ahead and get into this video. If you guys don't know me, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, my name is Chandra, aka Nurse Channie, and I am an obstetrics nurse. I have been in women's health nursing, postpartum labor and delivery for the last 12 years. And recently, last year, I decided to take my show on the road. I've been a travel nurse since last January, and I absolutely love the amount of autonomy and just the way I'm able to call the shots in my career as a travel nurse. However, just like with anything in life, there are rules, some do's and don'ts, things that you want to abide by just to make your transition a little bit easier, okay? So let's talk about it. So the first thing is, as a travel nurse, you never want to forget you are a traveler. So let me tell you, depending on the hospital setting or the work environment that you are contracted to be in as a traveler, it could be a great situation. Like, your patient ratios could be amazing, your leadership is amazing, you get the schedule that you want, like everything about it is just so bomb. But guess what? You gotta always remember you're a guest. So the same way you would not go into somebody you just met, you wouldn't go into their home, kick your shoes off, go in the refrigerator, grab yourself a glass of lemonade. You wouldn't do those things. At least I hope you wouldn't. You don't want to do those things as a traveler. You always want to be mindful you are a guest in the hospital. You don't work for that hospital. You are not covered by their union or whatever particular governing body over the hospital. You're an independent contractor, and you're there to fill a need, and you want to function accordingly. You want to make sure that you familiarize yourself with the policies and procedures of that establishment. You want to make sure that you remember you are a traveler. Don't get it twisted. No matter how sweet the situation may be, you are a guest. The second thing along those same lines is, you don't want to get too comfortable with the staff. Now, let me pause right here, okay? Part of the great thing about being a traveler is you get to experience new things. You get to meet new people. You get to go to some amazing places. Like, if you fully take advantage of the situation, you can learn, you can grow, you can meet wonderful people. I know, because I have met some amazing nurses, people that to this day I communicate with almost on a weekly basis. I talk to them all the time, and I met them through my travel assignments. But you want to be mindful that while you're on the clock, you want to maintain that decorum. You're at work, so you know how it is as nurses. We're at the nursing station, we got some downtime. Sometimes we like to cut up. There's nothing wrong with that. So just make sure that you are representing yourself in the most professional way even when you want to kind of co-mingle with your coworkers. Just be mindful that if you want to have the big fun, you do that off the clock. When you're at work, the expectation is you're being the professional at work, okay? The next thing is, I can't even believe I'm about to talk about this because I told y'all I got the spirit of lateness. I'm not ashamed of it. I got the spirit of lateness all over my body. I've gotten a lot better about it, but as a working professional, you don't ever want to be chronically late for work. Things happen. Traffic backup. That happened to me a couple weeks ago, and my anxiety level was through the roof. While I like to beat to my own drum, and if I'm just going somewhere, I may take a long time to get dressed, and I'm casually coming to your event. That's just what it is. But when I'm going to work, I definitely am mindful that I don't want to be chronically late. One, because it looks bad. When you are a travel nurse, you always have to keep in mind you want to get a great reference, because you're going to need that as you move forward in your travel nurse career. I have not been on one assignment where I didn't have to get a reference from the previous assignment. No one is going to give you a great reference if you're always late for work, okay? So just be mindful of that. So you want to make sure that you wake up in time to get to your assignment on time. When you're living in a new place and you don't know how to navigate, you definitely want to give yourself a good head start before you get out to work. Until you learn the traffic patterns where you are, then maybe you can be a little lax about it, but you want to be mindful. Don't be like me. Don't be late. Don't be late for work. It's not a good thing. The fourth thing travel nurses should never do is you should not plan to take a lot of time off while you're on your assignment. Now, I know I said that this lifestyle, you get to create a lot of autonomy, and you do. However, it does not look great if you're coming into this situation and you're like,
nope, I need every weekend off. I got 2 vacations planned. I gotta be with my boyfriend this day. I cannot work on Mondays.
No, that's not gonna work. So again, as a travel nurse, you are there to fill a need. This hospital has holes in their staffing for a variety of reasons, and so they have brought you in to fill those holes until they can get their staffing back where they need it to be. And so, yes, you can take time off. I suggest it. But my suggestion is that you build that into your contract. So when you are negotiating with your recruiter or what have you about taking on this new assignment, you want to include that time off into your assignment. Into your contracts. You just want to be mindful of that. Ask for your time off up front. Don't ask for a lot of time off if you can help it. For me, I always space out time. Once my 13-week assignment is over, I always build in a 3 to 4 week gap where I'm off of work and I'm not committed to a contract, so that I can take that vacation if I want to during that time off. Some things you can't get around because you've already had something pre-planned. Like last year, I had a cruise pre-planned. I had to take that week off. Also, be mindful that hospitals will sometimes ask you, well, since you want to take this week off, can you stay on an extra week? Which makes it look like your contract is 14 weeks instead of 13. That's a decision that you want to make. A lot of hospitals do self-scheduling, so that's a bonus for you. And you can, just like when you're a staff nurse in a hospital, schedule your time off, your vacation, your trips, if you have that long stretch of days off. That's one of the benefits of working these 12-hour shifts, where you can work your 3 days in a row. If you do 3 in a row, I personally don't love them, but you can do 3 in a row. You can have some time off in the middle, and then you can do the other 3 on the back end of that schedule. So there's always ways to work around that. You just don't want to try to ask for a whole bunch of time off, okay? The last thing that I want to tell you is, which is so ironic, You don't want to be a know-it-all. Although this is the Know-It-All Nurse channel, nobody likes a know-it-all. And that is why I came up with that name for my brand, because I feel like we can always learn and grow. No matter where you are in your career space, there's always something else that you can learn to help you keep on elevating. Really, you should always have a goal. Well, I believe you should always have a goal to continue to keep leveling up. If we know everything and we plateau right where we are, that makes us stagnant. Okay, so you don't want to be a know-it-all when you go into your hospital setting, when you're on assignment. You want to be a sponge. Now, you may be someone like me who comes into the situation where you have 10, even 3 to 5 years of experience as a nurse. You know what you're doing, right? But you can always learn. First of all, you have to learn how things are done at this particular establishment, because every hospital functions a little bit differently. So you want to be a sponge. When you're with your preceptor for those first 2 to 3 days, however long they give you to train and to learn what you're doing at this new facility, you want to be a sponge. You want to learn everything. You want to make sure that you are comfortable before you start working with your preceptor. So a lot of times they give you a checklist. You want to make sure you've covered everything on that checklist so that you are prepared to be independent after your orientation is over. So you don't want to go in there like, yeah, I already know this, I already know that, I don't need to know this. It just doesn't come off nice if you go into a situation where you're not open to learning, and people just don't really gravitate toward that kind of nurse. So you want to remember, you're a guest here. You're here to fill a role. You want to meet new people, but you don't want to get too comfortable, especially on the clock, okay? You definitely don't want to be late for work. So make sure that you prepare to do whatever it is you need to do so you are on time for your shift. You want to make sure that, again, you've planned your time off accordingly so that you can enjoy this experience. Of course, when you're on a travel assignment, you want to see the new place where you are. You want to experience some stuff. Make sure that you plan accordingly for that. And of course, you're going to want to go home and visit your family and your friends. Make sure that if you're able to self-schedule, schedule yourself that time that you need off to go home for a few days if you need to. Everybody needs that. When I was in Massachusetts, I definitely needed to schedule my time to come home to see my family. And definitely when I was in California, because it was so far away, I needed to schedule those times to come back home, because there's no place like home. And you want to be able to come home where you're like, okay, these are the people that know me. This is home. So you need that. Don't be a know-it-all. Nobody likes a know-it-all. We all know that Nurse Nancy in nursing school, at least that's what we called them when I was in nursing school. Nurse Nancy, who knows everything, always got her hand up in the class. Don't be Nurse Nancy. Don't be a know-it-all. So always be pleasant. Always be knowledgeable. You want to show up as a competent, confident, safe nurse, but don't be a know-it-all. We all have a place to grow in life, okay? I thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions about joining the free masterclass that's going to be coming up this Wednesday, please don't hesitate to DM me. Are you following me on Instagram? Okay. Nurse Channie should be somewhere here or here. You'll see it. Make sure you're following me at I Am Nurse Channie on Instagram. That's where you're going to find me hanging out on social media the most, on Instagram. It's lit over there. Can I say lit? Am I too old to say lit? Do we still say lit? I don't know. Anyway, go ahead and follow me at I Am Nurse Channie on Instagram. Click the link below if you want to become a know-it-all, a member of the know-it-all squad. Whoop, whoop. And I will see you guys on the next video. Peace out.